And look at this mess, guys. We got seats over here. We got a tire. We got some old stuff here. Look at that. What do we got going on out here? Some trash. Look at old Frank. Jacked up, covered up. I see some pipes going on down there. Got ourselves a new fancy fiberglass hood though. No more having to worry about that charge pipe hitting the hood anymore. Yes, guys, I am back. Thank you for all of the new subscribers and being patient. It's been a crazy couple months, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I moved into a new building for my shop with my business, and that's just been taking up like 90% of my time. You know, I'm a family man, so gotta make the family happy as well. But we are back, and I've got some big things planned, some big things already in the works, and just a bunch of good stuff going on right now. So let's get you turned around here, show you all the progress that I've made so far in the last couple months, give you guys updates, and yeah, let's get right to it. Another new thing you guys may not know about is I got a new hood for old Frank too. The stock style hood, as you guys can go back and look at my other videos, kind of hit that top of that charge pipe. Didn't really like that. I would have probably ended up wearing a hole in that silicone boot. So I went ahead and went with a HO Fiber Trends hood. It is I believe it's a 5-inch cal, but painted it myself. Haven't put it on the car yet. I did fit it. I fit it to make sure all the body lines and everything lined up before I painted it. But it turned out pretty good. It's just sitting on top of the roof here. I'll show you guys. But I think it should look pretty good on top of the car. Should definitely have enough clearance anyway. So as you can see here, we've got the Torqstorm Supercharger off of the car. It's sitting on my table here. A couple little odds and ends pieces. Radiator over here getting ready to go back in. And let's see. Let's get this cover off of here and let's figure out what's going on underneath this thing, guys. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see that down there. We got some trick flow heads on this bad boy now. It's the 170cc twisted wedge. Edelbrock RPM air gap intake. Still rocking the Holley Sniper, Super Sniper Stealth. Everything else is basically the same. See if I can get you over here, get you a good picture of what's going on. Probably gonna need my light. Can you guys read that down there? Oh boy. That there's what you call Boss 302 engine block. Now, you know what you're gonna say? Why didn't he go with the Dart? Well, because darts are a lot more expensive. And I'm going to tell you why. So guys, in my last video, I'm not sure if it happened where you were riding along in car with me and I banged through a couple gears, or it happened after the fact. But I ended up lifting a head, blowing a head gasket with my stock 302 block. Just give you a little backstory on that. It was just a stock bottom end 302. It had been re-rung and re-ringed, however you want to say it. and new gaskets put in. I had GT40 heads on it, long tube headers, which are still in the car, just a mild cam, and I added the supercharger to it. Didn't have anything to do with the supercharger. I money shifted it once. Went from second to third, and then was trying to go from third to fourth, and then went from third to second. Created a whole lot of boost, engine overspun, lifted the head, blew a head gasket, and I actually broke one of the skirts, one of the little, I forget the technical name for it, the little rings that divide the piston rings on the actual piston. I was driving home, it was running really bad. Thought I'd just burn a plug wire or something was missing. So I limped it home. The closer I got to home, the hotter it got. It ended up getting up to about 240, 250 degrees by the time I pulled in the garage and shut it off. It got so hot that it was boiling out over through the radiator cap. So I knew I had an issue. So I commenced in tearing the engine down, pulled the engine out, discovered the broke piston. I was going to put a stroker kit in it. Well, sent it off to the engine shop to get bored out, clearance for the stroker kit. Long story short, the machinist kind of messed something up, ruined my block, and I ended up getting a new engine block out of the deal. So now we are rocking a Ford Motorsports Boss 302 block with the 4-bolt main caps, the splayed main caps, and a whole bunch of other goodies for this new block. It has an Eagle 347 forged rotating assembly in it. It's got the domed Eagle forged pistons to run the trick flow twisted wedge heads. It's about a 9 to 9.5 to 1 compression, so low compression for a big boost. So another thing I failed to mention when I was showing all my new goodies off was these fancy Scott Rod panels. When I had the engine out, I cleaned up the engine bay, repainted it, and put these Scott Rod panels in. Now I went with the rivet-in ones just because I don't really have access to a welder right now in the house garage, so this was the easiest way for me to get rid of all those ugly holes on your inner fender wells. And it just really shined up nice. I had already done a wire tuck, so there's no wires on the driver's side fender. The only wires we got going on here are the wires that go into the back of the firewall there for the Holley Sniper, and then my coil wire, excuse me, coming out from there as well. Got all braided line running from the regulator, well, from the Sniper to the regulator all the way back to the tank. We've got dash 8 for the feed and dash 6 for return. That is plenty. That is plenty for what I'm running. I don't see anything in the future of having to go bigger, so that's what I'm running with now. You guys are out of my face a little bit, these. That's better. So, got some work to do today. You guys can ride along. I got to put the radiator in, wire my fan back up. I have dry fired this engine already since I've gotten it back together. It sounds super rowdy. But yeah, I got to put the radiator in, get the fan wired up, get it filled with fluid, and probably climb under the car, put the H pipe back on, hook the tail pipes back up. I have the front wheels off right now just because I relocated the battery to the trunk due to the Scott Rod panels, and I just wanted to make sure all my wiring is correct and nothing needs fixed because my starter solenoid and everything is on the inside of the fender well, and everybody knows how much of a pain in the butt those are to take off. So I might put the wheels back on, but leave the inner fender panels out. Inner fender liners. Whatever. I can't talk today apparently. But I'm gonna leave those out for the time being. I might get the car out yet this year. It's getting kind of cold. In the garage right now it's 55, which is about on the verge of being too cold to be out here without turning the heater on. Try not to make the gas bill any higher yet than what it's going to be. So I'm gonna set you guys up here and probably do like a time lapse with some music or something while I get the radiator in, and then stop and talk or whatever. So get back with you guys in just a few. If you guys ain't hip and don't know about these things, these butt connectors right here are really nice. I bought these on Amazon. They're ding huangs. Ding huang. They're heat shrink butt connectors. Come in different sizes. Pink, small. It goes all the way up to the yellow. I think these will do like a 14 or 16 gauge wire. I could be wrong. Could be smaller than that. But these things are awesome. They're kind of a pain in the butt to crimp. It doesn't give you much room there to crimp. I just use the old school cheapies. They seem to work the best. My other type of crimpers, my good ones, they don't like to grab onto here very well, but just figured I'd stop, let you guys know. I use these and then I either heat shrink them, like tubing over top of these, or just use some black tape. I ran out of that size of heat shrink tubing, so I just put some black tape on the fan wires there, but it works pretty good. I like it. Got the radiator in. Got to put the top pipe on yet. Coolant across the upper radiator coolant hose. But I'm not going to put that in until I put the supercharger in. The supercharger takes up quite a bit of room, so kind of want to keep everything out of the way until I get that bolted up here and the belt on, which I should have done before I put the radiator in. So I may be pulling the radiator right back out because the fan is definitely in the way to get that supercharger belt on, which I didn't even think about that until just now. Awesome. I'm an idiot. But on another note, my coolant tank obviously used to be over here, mounted to the side of the fender well. Well, I'm not going to put that back on there because I want to keep those inner fenders, the aprons, real nice and clean looking. So I found, hey, look what I found, a Jack Daniels bottle. Yes, I am going to be putting a Jack Daniels bottle in my engine bay to use as a cooling overflow bottle. And want to know something else that's really cool? There's a guy on YouTube, Fab Forums. I'm sure you guys have heard of them. If you've looked up any type of custom fabrication work, I'm sure you came across his videos. Real cool guy, has a real cool channel. But I'm not sure if he makes these or he has them made. But this is a cap that goes on top. I'll show you. So I got this cap here. It's all billet. It's got two nice O-rings in here. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let's see. Yeah. So it's got two nice O-rings right here. A little tiny vent hole right there. It goes all the way through. Because you don't want that, your coolant system to be, you know, fully sealed up. You want it to be able to vent a little bit. So all this does is, and this fits the 750 milliliter bottles. So I think these are the fifths. I think they call them a fifth. But you just cleaned it out real good. And this just pushes down in like that. It's threaded on both ends here and on this end, so you can put a fitting here and run your hose down to the bottom, and then a fitting here like a 90 or a straight, some type of barb fitting to hook your hose up to. I'm not sure exactly what size thread that is yet, like what size hole. It looks to be, I don't know. I'll have to get my tap and die out to see exactly what size that is and what pitch thread it is. But that's pretty cool. Just snaps on right there, nice tight fit. And I'm going to put that, turn you guys around here. I broke my other GoPro mount, so this thing's kind of a real pain in the butt here. So my plan is, my plan was to mount it right there, which I might still be able to, in between you manual guys that have a radiator that has the bosses welded on for transcooler. If you're not using them, this is where I plan to run some type of strap, probably like an aluminum or stainless strap, something shiny to match the radiator, with a rubber grommet of some sort on the inside to, you know, keep the glass bottle from breaking, obviously. But I think it'll fit right in there. I'm getting a new excuse me, I'm getting a new power steering hose because I can't find anywhere where I can buy just that nylon washer. So I'm just gonna get a whole new one. Obviously this is for an AC car, and as you can tell, I'm not running air conditioning, so I'm just waiting on the local parts store to get back with me to see if I can get one of those. And yeah, then I'll get this bottle mocked up and set in there, and it should look pretty cool. Oh, another thing, and you guys can let me know down in the comment section below, but I know a lot of turbo guys, they take like a beer can of some sort or some type of can, and they wrap it around their charge pipe, like up here, you know, somewhere that goes into the carburetor or intake or whatever they're using. But my idea is to take and slit this bottle and stick it on the charge pipe. Like this will sit like this. That'll be like that going up into the hat up into here. So I'd like, my thinking is to slit this thing down one side, you know, on the back side where you can't see it, and wrap it around this pipe. See what I'm saying here? I think that would look kind of cool, maybe. Actually, I think this might be able to fit inside there. Maybe not. But I think that'd look kind of cool. Just something different. I mean, I try to be unique, I guess. And I know I've spent a lot of time and got a lot of money wrapped up in this build here, so I'm trying to make it not look so run-of-the-mill like everybody else's, I guess. You know, because I'll take this car to car shows and stuff next year. If things ever get back to normal, that is. And yeah, so let me know down in the comment section if you guys think that's kind of cool, or maybe have other ideas or suggestions. It'll be the first time I'm doing this, so I'm open to suggestions. All right, guys, a couple days later here. Just kind of ran out of time and had to wait on some parts to show up, but I got my power steering line now. I went with a non-AC, obviously, because my car does not have air conditioning anymore. I'm gonna get rid of this big old ugly clip here, and it seems like you can never find those little nylon washers that go in right there, so I just bought a whole new line. I'm gonna get to replacing that, and hopefully the fitting down on the rack is the same. I tried to get the line for a 2.3 because that's what this rack is original to the car. So I'm gonna get that off and see if this fitting's the same. Alright guys, so we got the power steering line on. That was a pain in the butt. I read a bunch of people saying they had problems threading it onto the rack. Well, they ain't lying, because this is a real pain in the butt. But got the new power steering line on. And just so you guys know, a 9193 non-AC hose, power steering hose, will fit on a 9193 vehicle if it was originally equipped with AC. The racks are the same, all the fittings are the same, so didn't know if you guys knew that, but now you know. We got most of it done now. Got the exhaust back on. Let me turn around here and show you guys the little fancy nitrous can I slit and put on my charge pipe. I think it looks kind of cool. Something different, something unique. Last thing we got to do yet is figure out how I'm going to mount this Jack Daniels bottle for my coolant overflow, and then we'll be firing it up here soon, so stay tuned. Hey guys, we're back here. Another day. Had to wait on some parts. Got everything hooked up now. Had a few leaks. Had to change a plug out down below where the freeze plugs are. This block has some screw-in valley plugs, coolant plugs, and one of them was leaking pretty bad, so I had to get a new plug. And then I broke a hose clamp, so I had to go get a new hose clamp. But as you guys can see here, got her all hooked back up. Everything's good to go. Got her full of fluid. Gonna fire it up here and burp the system. I let it sit overnight just to kind of gravity bleed, I guess you could say. And that's how I found out I had a broken hose clamp here. It was leaking out a little bit, but now we are ready to fire it up, so stay tuned here. All right guys, I know it's been a while. I finally got the parts that I needed. I had some problems getting my water neck to seal up, and I just had to wait on stuff to come in. I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. That was yesterday. So let me show you what I got going on here. So I put a new chrome thermostat in there. I know there's a lot of issues with that chrome, but I sanded down the chrome area that seals to the intake, and this is an O-ring style one. So this is the first one that I've had on there since the new engine, the rebuild here, that didn't leak as soon as I put water or coolant in this thing. You know, it was leaking out the bottom there real bad, but it's staying dry. I've got my little cheapy coolant fill tank here, and it's full of water. I've already put about 1.5 gallons of straight coolant in there, probably 2 gallons, but with all the leaking and everything probably lost about a half a gallon throughout this whole mess. But we're gonna jump inside the car here. I want to do a little tune in, kind of refresh everything, get my kind of tune set up right here for the new engine and everything. So hang on just 1 second and then we'll jump in the car. I apologize guys, it's kind of dark in here. I still got the cover on the car, so I'm gonna kind of go through this thing. I got my light here. Let's go home, wizard, go down to the Super Sniper Stealth. Mine's the 873. Next, 8-cylinder. I know you guys probably can't even see that on the camera. Maybe with the light off. I don't know. Nope, not really. So next, engine displacement. 347. Next, target idle. Let's go 850. That may be a little low once the fans and everything kick on, but I can always go back in and adjust it. Cam, street strip, power adder, supercharger. I'm running the Hyperspark. Wide open throttle, ignition timing at 0 boost. We'll go 30. Time retard per boost PSI. 1 degree is what I've always kind of seen works. So 0 PSI is 30. 7 PSI is 23, 14 PSI is 16, 21 PSI is at 9. We'll never make it past probably 10, so I'm going to have to go back in here with my computer plugged in down here. I have a port, kind of fix these. Target AFR is 0 boost. We'll go new engine. I want to kind of keep it a little fat. We'll go 13. Oh. I'll go 13. Yeah, we'll just go 13 here. Save that. Next. FRF set per 7 PSI. So it's only going to make probably about 10 PSI max on this blower setup with the pulley. So we'll go like 0.5. So at 0 PSI we're 13, AFR 7, 12 and a half, 14. We won't make that much, goes down to 12. So that's still pretty safe anyway. So there's our new tune. Uploading it. Please cycle ignition to complete the operation. Okay. And I apologize again, guys. It's really dark in here, so like I said, till I know this thing's like really sorted out, I don't want to get it off the jack stands or put it down on the ground. So there's that. So like I said, sorry again, dark in there. Like, still got the cover on and everything. Garage door's closed. The lighting's not real good in the garage here. But geez, camera's all screwed up there. You got it all up in my grill. What we got going on here? There we go. So just wait here. I don't want to fire it up just yet. Make a ruckus of the house. Might be still somebody sleeping, so I'll get back with you here. We'll fire it up. I'll get you guys set up somehow. It's not going to be much talking once I start it up. Just kind of want to make sure everything's fine. Ain't got no leaks, and I had to readjust the valves. The valves are way too tight. So I did that. That should be good to get Mainly just checking for leaks and get get my idle set on the sniper out here on the linkage, and then let it warm up a little bit, maybe heat cycle it 1 or 2 times, and need to set the timing and things like that. But since I relocated the battery to the trunk, I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna get power to my timing light, because it's not a battery operated one. Excuse me. So I still have the inner fenders out, so I can go in up through there and hit the solenoid for power, or jump off the back of the alternator, I guess. Probably that would be the easiest, since I'm gonna be over there anyway. So just give me a few minutes, and for you guys it'll be just like a split second, and we'll be firing it up. All right, guys, here we go. Come up to temp here. It doesn't go into learn mode until it hits 160 or 145. I don't remember. Got real good oil pressure, about 60 psi, about 8 inches of vacuum. About right for that cam that I selected. bearing temp. It should smooth out once that coolant hits 160. I think it's 160. See how the AFR is bouncing around real bad right now? It's not in learn mode. Once it goes up into learn mode, it should straighten out a little bit. It's a little poppy, but what can you expect? Brand new motor. Cut you off there and trying to check everything out real good. Hey guys, and that's a wrap for this video. This is part 1. There's going to be a part 2. There would have been like 3 or 4 if I would have made this first one a little smaller, but I just figured I'd put some stuff in here that you guys would enjoy watching. We can go more into depth on the coolant overflow, the Jack Daniels bottle thing, kind of how I mounted it on there. If you guys want to, just hit me up down below in the comments. But if you like this type of video, or you like watching me make a fool of myself, or you like watching loud vehicles, race cars, fox bodies, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Check me out on Instagram, Frankistang_garage. I usually throw up a bunch of stuff, kind of keep everybody up to date more on there than I do here on YouTube, just because it takes so much more work and effort into editing a video. So yeah, thanks guys. Till next time.